Hi, so I'll be doing a reading today, and the topic I'll be focusing on is about setting boundaries, standing your ground, and saying no. Now, I think we would all agree that having altruistic qualities of kindness and patience and generosity, those are great qualities, but when given too much or too freely, then those qualities can become a detriment to the giver. So that is what we'll be looking at today. I will be using the Vision Quest Tarot, and as always, it's shuffled and ready to go. So let's see what the deck can tell us about standing our ground and saying no. Okay. Okay. The first card we have here is called the Grandfather. So that's similar to the Emperor card. Now let's take a look at this card. You can see, if you can see in the background, there are homes. So it looks like that grandfather is protecting and guarding those homes, his land, his loved ones, and all that he values. His totem there is the buffalo. So I would say that both he and the buffalo know something about sacrifice, making sacrifice for what it is that you value. And once that sacrifice has been made, it is very important to protect that. So we're off to a good start with this message of protecting what it is that we value. So let's take another card. Okay, let's try this and see here. The next card we have, it's called the Life Force. So this is similar to the Strength card. We can see that there is solar energy behind him, and in fact all of the elements are active here. There's water coming up in the form of a geyser. He's working with feathers there. He's got mountains behind him, and he has the mountain lion. That mountain lion has, as a totem, has a message about territory. So both of these cards are sort of saying, giving that same idea of protecting your territory in a way. But this card here, you know, with that solar energy reflecting on him, you can see he's kind of walking in the divine light, and he's walking with strength and courage. So this card speaks a lot about courage in this particular deck. Everything around him is supporting him. Okay, let's take another. Oh, wow, this is really nice. Okay, we just got the Grandmother card. So that really brought some nice balance to the reading. So this is similar to the Empress card. It's very interesting that we got the grandfather and the grandmother. Okay, so once again, you know, of course she has all the nurturing earthy qualities of the Empress. But this card is it's shown a little differently than other cards, and you see that she is holding her grandchild closely to her. So again, we're getting that message of protecting what it is you value. Even the corn is in the basket there, and being guarded for her family. And that shell, that turtle has that protective shell. You see that turtle behind her. That is her totem there, also representing the earth. So we have a lot of messages here about protection. Protecting what it is, again, that's important to us, rather than just giving and giving. But there are a few other messages that I think are important to look at here. Very significant that we got the grandfather and the grandmother, I feel, because now we are looking at ancestry and maybe drawing upon the strength of those who have gone before us and sacrificed so that we can have what it is that we have, understanding the importance of that and not squandering it, but valuing it, holding on to it, understanding the wisdom behind it so that then we can pass it down through our descendants. You know, also I also see another message here that is just really profound. I want us to take a good look at this. Okay, I'm going to take out the center card, and let's just look at these two powerful archetypes of the grandfather and grandmother here. I like in this deck that these are people with maturity and life experience and wisdom. But I think the message here is that we are being asked to integrate these powerful archetypes within ourself, the power and strength of the male, the power and strength of the female. So that is one of the more important things that we will do on our life, on our spiritual path, I feel, is to really integrate and balance those energies. So when we're talking about that, we're talking about each of these archetypes have certain strengths, but when out of balance, they can each produce weaknesses as well. But the strengths of the male, the active side, the strengths of the female can be considered the passive side, or we could say giving and receiving. So it is when those things come into balance that that strength is ours. Now we can also look at it in the structure of our own brain. I believe I did speak about this in another video. We have the right brain, which controls the left side of our body, and the right brain is considered more of the feminine side, and would have some of the qualities of imagination and creativity. And the left brain is considered the masculine side and controls the right side of our body. And there we are getting logic and analytical ability. So when we put those two together, when those are balanced out intentionally through our activities, then we're really having something strong to stand upon. And I do think that that is showing up here in this reading, and I think that that's really a wonderful thing to show up during this reading about holding our own ground. And then just like our brain structure, so we do have that right and left side. In the center, of course, you know, with the pineal gland being there, that is our light and our pathway to higher consciousness. And this card here in the middle can easily represent that, with that all that light energy, strength and solar energy. So there is already, I feel, a lot to draw on with these three cards. And again, I want to just mention once again about the idea of ancestry and what has been passed down to us, and how important that is to think about that as well in regards to this reading. So that there is a lot of information there, but I do want to do a couple more cards. I want to ask the deck where our challenges are still in regard to saying no to, we want the ability to say no, and where are we being challenged for that. Okay. Put these down. Okay, the card that came up is the Ten of Fire. Now you'll see that has a key word there, and it says oppression. So that will, that talks about a lot of different things. There is a form of oppression that we cannot control, but I think for the purposes of this reading, we should stay with what it is that we can act upon and control. So where are we being oppressed? I would reword that and say, where are we burdening or oppressing ourselves? So if it comes to the act of giving too freely or giving too much, there are a few things that come to my mind. One is guilt, another is obligation, and another is fear. So when you're facing those challenges against the strength that we see here, that's when these can start to fall away. So if you really look and you're experiencing this unnecessary feelings of guilt that makes you do what you don't want to do, you'll in time see how false that is. That is a false sense when weighed against the strength of these. Because this here, when we do balance our energies here and stand in the structure of the divine, this is divine order here. This will bring you sovereignty and understanding who you are, okay, and your own value. Then this can fall away. Now, of course, these things take diligence and practice, okay, I understand that. But I really do feel that if it's fear of being looked at a certain way or guilt that you have to give more, those are false senses and really should be looked at and stopped and like I said, put to rest. Okay, so let's ask, I just want to do one more card because we did challenges. I think it's only right that we do blessings. Okay, let's see. All right. Okay, very nice. So here we have the 3 of fire, and it says integrity. So in this deck, what they're speaking about is an integral sense of your own value. Okay, now that when you get to understand that you are valuable, we are all of great value, and everything we do matters, and what we think matters. So when you understand your integral value, then you can draw upon that for confidence to stand your ground, really think and look, is this good for me or is this going to hurt me if I give and give? And when you see your own value, then you be able to say, no, this isn't good for me, therefore I will not be doing this. I will say no. I will protect my own energy, my own finances, my own well-being. And if need be, I will lean upon those that have gone before me and their strength and their ability to protect themselves, their loved ones, and to say no. So thank you for joining me during this reading, and I will see you soon, my friends. Bye now.